This is Robert Pattinson. He's just been cast as Batman and the internet had a meltdown. Welcome to Comic Power. I'm your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of Casting Confirmation. This is the program where I go over the casting of an actor in a comic book adaptation. Please subscribe to this channel. Be sure to click on the notification bell as well. It will let you know when a new video is posted in the future. Alright, now let's get right into it. Robert Pattinson is your new Batman. He replaces Ben Affleck as the Cape Crusader. This English actor is 33 years old and he's best known for the Twilight series. That series of movies based on young adult novels has not aged very well. So a huge segment of comic book fans had a meltdown on the internet once they heard about this news, because they can only envision Robert being a sparkling vampire from a cheesy movie series. This casting is beyond the rumor stage. It's been reported by The Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and other news outlets that have some credibility. At the time I made this video, Warner Brothers has not confirmed yes or no, but it appears to be imminent. In my 80th anniversary of Batman video, link in the description, I talk about Robert being on the short list along with Nick Jonas and some others. If you think Robert is getting jokes about Twilight, what type of jokes you think Nick Jonas would have got if he had been chosen to play Batman? I don't think that will work though. He's too closely associated with Disney, which is the competition of Warner Brothers, which owns Batman. What we're going to do right now is go over the pros and cons of Robert Pattinson's Batman. First, the cons. Like I mentioned before, he's associated with Twilight, and for your average comic book movie fan, these movies were formulaic and very cheesy. And did I mention the sparkling? Robert also comes off as his generation's version of Luke Perry, an actor that wants to be cool, edgy, but comes off kind of as pompous and arrogant and trying way too hard to be cool, which makes you uncool. So the late Luke Perry in 90210 and Robert Pattinson in Twilight had that same type of vibe that rubbed some people the wrong way. It feels unauthentic. And he's also got some bulking up to do. You better hit the gym real hard, buddy. The movie comes out in 2021 and no one wants to see a skinny Batman. Here are some pros for Robert Pattinson to play Batman. In 1989, when Michael Keaton was chosen to play Batman, people said that he was too short at 5'10", and the fact that he was a comedian who once played Beetlejuice. Back in those days, there was no internet, so the fan reaction wasn't as big. But by today's standards, they probably were revolted on that news. But as you know, Michael Keaton turned out to be an excellent Batman over the course of two movies that hold up very well over time. And then there's Robert Downey Jr., who's a brilliant actor, but he had a big problem with drugs, including smoking crack cocaine. He was almost uninsurable to make a movie with. And Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige said at the time he had to really push to get Robert cast. And of course, we know how that turned out. He turned out to be the cornerstone of what the MCU was based on. Everything that they built was based on him crushing it as Iron Man, that first movie in 2008. So my examples of Michael Keaton and Robert Downey Jr. are just examples of actors that did not appear to be right for a comic book film, but it turned out to be excellent choices. And just because you don't know much about Robert Pattinson's work outside of Twilight doesn't mean that he isn't a good actor. Seriously, he's British. They've turned out some of the best actors in the world coming out of the UK. Some, but not limited to, Daniel Day-Lewis, who's won the Oscar 3 times for Best Actor. Tom Hiddleston, best known as Loki. Stephen Moyer from True Blood, Idris Elba from The Wire, and he played Heimdall in Thor. Tom Hardy, who played Mad Max and Venom. And of course, Christian Bale, who also played Batman before, and had the first $1 billion comic book movie. So yeah, the British had a reputation for really nailing it. There are indie performances of Robert Pattinson you probably never saw before, such as Little Ashes in 2009, where he transformed into Salvador Dali, the surreal artist best known for this work right here, which everyone knows. So yeah, at this point, we just need to give him a chance to see what he can do with the character. No amount of ranting and raving on the internet is going to change the mind of Warner Brothers. If he's their guy, he's their guy. So unless he does something really, really terrible in his personal life, he's Batman. There's a whole bunch of petitions that are being started by people to try to stop him from being Batman, but you're just wasting your time and breath and energy. I know you want to get your voice heard, but some people take this stuff too seriously. If you don't like what Warner Brothers is doing, just don't go see the movie. So at this point, we need to move on to see what exactly are they going to do with Batman going forward. We know that Matt Reeves is going to be the director, and the movie's going to come out in 2021. Are they going to give us a year one Batman? He's supposed to be about 25, 26 during that timeline, but the actor is about 33 at the moment, so he'll be 35. Can he pull that off? Well, maybe. This isn't a Ben Affleck situation where he was 43 years old when he was cast and around 44, 45 when the movie came out. And they basically had him play old Batman, so they skipped basically 20 years of Batman story continuity. Just another reason why the Zack Snyder universe was a bad idea. Another question is, who is going to be the villain or in this case, villains. There are rumors floating around that Batman could face up to 6 villains in this movie, which is fine with me as long as they give them a viable backstory. The rogues gallery of the Dark Knight is deeper than any other character I can think of other than Spider-Man probably. So you could throw multiple villains at him and never run out. There's also rumors floating around that he's going to be at Arkham Asylum and he has to go to a different level, and at each level he has to fight a different villain. I guess that's a script that would be inspired by Bruce Lee's Game of Death, where he does basically the same thing, and the most infamous scene in that is where he fights the basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The name Catwoman has been floating around as well. This character has been played by Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns in 1992, and she's also been played by Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. And then there's the Halle Berry version. It's the worst movie ever. Burn it, never talk about it again. If I had my choice for Catwoman, I would choose Ruth Negga. She's best known for playing Raina on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Tulip on the show Preacher from AMC. She was nominated for an Oscar in 2017 for the movie Loving. Another role that's being considered for the Batman movie is the Penguin. This character was played in live action before by Danny DeVito in Batman Returns in a very grotesque version. Tim Burton was directing, so what did you really expect? The actor that I think is best for this, and the one who most wants to do it, is Josh Gad. And he's been most vocal on social media campaigning to get this role. Josh has been a really good, strong supporting actor for a long time in movies like Beauty and the Beast, Pixels, 21. Oscar winner Philip Seymour Hoffman has passed, so I think Josh would be the best one for this. Now in saying that, it's time to speak out. What do you think of the casting of Robert Pattinson as Batman? Who would have been your choice to play Batman? What actress do you think should play Catwoman? What actor do you think should play the Penguin? Do you want this connected to a larger DC universe or Batman in his own pocket universe? Feel free to speak up in the comment section, and I'll see you in the movies in 2021 when the Batman movie drops. You know the drill. Subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so others learn about the channel. And don't forget, I do sell comics at my eBay page listed here. One Stop Thrift and Comic Power are ran by the same guy. That would be me, Comic Killer 72. I am 100% feedback, by the way. Once again, thank you to all my subscribers and viewers who support Comic Power. Until next time, this is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.